So here we have these three drawings, and these are basically road signs, and we have them as simple drawing objects. They are not blocks. We'll first convert them into block and then we'll use the visibility parameter. So for converting them into block, click on this create block icon and now give it a name. So I'll name the first block as U-turn. Now select pick point and click anywhere in the drawing area to select the pick point. Now select objects and select the complete set of object here, just like this, and press enter. Now make sure allow exploding is checked and also make sure that open in block editor is unchecked and click on OK. So now our first block is ready. Let's click on create block again and let's now name it as stop. And click on this pick point and select this pick point. Now select object and select all the objects of this stop sign and press enter. And now once again here also allow exploding should be checked and open in block editor should be unchecked and click on OK. Now once again click on create block and give it a name, and I'll name it as speed limit. Now select this pick point and select the center here as the pick point. Now click on select objects and select all of these objects and press enter. And here also I'll select this allow exploding checkbox and uncheck this open in block editor and click on OK. So now all the three blocks are ready and we'll now convert them into a single dynamic block. So in order to do that, once again go to this create block and now give it a name. So I'll name it as road sign. Select this pick point and click on the center of this block. Now click on select objects and select all of these objects, press enter. Now make sure allow exploding is checked and also make sure open in block editor is checked this time, and now click on OK. So now here we have these three blocks. Now let's overlap these blocks over one another and with their base points. So here we have it. Now select it and from this base point move it to this point here. Okay, so now we have these overlapping blocks and we will now apply visibility parameter so that only one block is visible at a time. So for that, go to this parameters tab, select this visibility parameter and click at a point to place it just about there. Now obviously we need to add an action, so go to action tab and here you will not find any action associated with the visibility parameter. Actually the action related to visibility parameter is available here and we can add it from this panel. So click on this visibility states and the default visibility state will become visible, which is visibility state 0. So let's now rename it. So click on rename and rename it to U-turn. Now click on new again and this time name it as stop and click on new again and name it as speed limit and click on OK. So now we have these three visibility states. Let's click on OK. Okay, so we have added the three visibility states and these states are present here. So you can change the visibility states from the drop down, but as of now it's not changing anything here in the block. So in order to make the change, we need to hide some of the blocks which are not required for a particular visibility states. So let's go to this U-turn state first, and now here we have this hide and unhide or show and hide options. So I'll first select this make invisible or hide option. So click on this make invisible and now click on the blocks which should remain invisible in this U-turn. So that should be all the blocks except the U-turn block. So let's click on this speed limit block, and here in this case you can see that we have some overlapping objects, so the selection may be a little bit difficult. So in order to ease this process, you can turn on this selection cycling option, and if you are not seeing this selection cycling option on the status bar, go to this customization and select this selection cycling. So this should be checked and then you'll find this option here. So turn it on. Now when you go to this option, whenever an overlapping object appears, a list containing all of this object will become visible just like this. And now you can easily select all the overlapping objects. In this case, we need to select the first one and press enter. Now go to make invisible again and select this stop sign and press enter. So now all the blocks which are not required for this visibility state are hidden. So let's now change the visibility state to stop. And in this case, we need to hide all the blocks except the stop. sign. So once again, go to this make invisible and click on this U-turn and hide it. Now go to this make invisible and click on this 8 letter so that this speed limit can be selected easily, and hide it. Okay, now let's go to the last visibility state, which is the speed limit, and in this case we need to hide every block except the speed limit. So select this make invisible option and click on this U-turn, press enter, select it again, and this time select the stop sign and press enter. So now here we have it. Now let's test it. Let's go to this U-turn, let's go to stop and speed limit, and yes, it's working. So let's now save the block and close block editor, and here we have the block. So we can now test this block as well. So let's click on this grip, we have this U-turn, let's go to stop, and yes, we have the stop sign. And when you click here again, go to speed limit, we have the speed limit sign. So now in this way we have easily added the visibility parameter to our dynamic block.